Well, how's it going, everybody? Chris here, the world champion crypto cowboy. Figured I'd drop in, throw you guys an update while we're out here shoeing horses. A little yellow pony there. Got my rig all set up. You can see my little rocket dog over there. He's a little poodle. We hang out a lot. But what a mess it's been today. Bitcoin's dumped. It's been dumping for a couple of days. Kind of caught me off guard. I knew we needed to come down and do some retests, but losing that daily 50 on a lot of these coins, man, it's just kind of alarming. I got kind of lost in some trades, and it's okay. It's where risk management comes in. You know, I trade with 1% of my bag, so if I lose a couple of trades, it's not a big deal. I make them up in the next few trades. But what do we need to do? What are we looking for? Well, we lost one of those trend lines, but I still think we've got an opportunity somewhere around 87 to 80,000 to bounce. Beyond there, I get a little worried. Maybe we are headed into a bear market, and you know, they just kind of gave us a dead cat bounce to get some optimism up. It's really hard to say here. I don't think all hope is lost. If we go ahead and put in a lower macro high, then I have some concerns. But for right now, I'm going to hang tight. I'm not really trading. I'm just kind of sitting and watching. I really want to wait and watch these coins kind of get over those 15-minute moving averages on the 50. And then I think we've got an opportunity. I think the exclamation point is once you get over that hourly 50 moving average, especially on Bitcoin, that we might have some more upside, but we may not. And it's okay. If we lose that weekly 50 smooth moving average sitting down there, I think it's about 87 or 85,000, maybe 84. If we lose that, then I have some real concerns. But I'm not nervous yet. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm a little nervous, but I'm still optimistic. So we'll figure it out. So let's talk about it. The Crusader signal, you'll find a link to that in my description. It hasn't shown a buy on anything yet in the lower time frame. So until then, I'm just going to kind of hold out and wait. Patience is a virtue, guys. And, you know, we don't have to be in a trade all the time. If it waffles around here and kind of consolidates for a day or two, I'm fine with that. We'll make a move eventually. You know, if it comes back up and tests like the hourly 50s and rejects, then we probably need to short and think about more downside. But it's a funny place to be in right now, so I think the best thing is to not trade it. You know, sometimes the best trade is no trade. You can't lose money if you're not in. It's kind of the way I look at it. But, you know, we've talked about it all weekend with this tariff war going on. Now it's between the United States and the UK and all this stuff in Greenland. I saw an alert today that the Greenland Prime Minister is telling his citizens to prepare for a U.S. invasion. I don't know. There's a lot going on. But I also think there's a lot of FUD going on. And you know, every time that we get to these deep, deep bottoms, the FUD comes out. What I do tell you is markets dictate news. I don't think it's the other way around. If you ever pay attention, the markets are moving before the news comes out. And it seems like when you're at resistance, you get bad news. When you're at support, you get good news. So there could be good news that comes out this afternoon. There could be good news that comes out tomorrow and completely changes the game again and changes the momentum that we've had for the past few days. You know, we've had 4 or 5 days of solid downside, so it's time for some kind of relief. Maybe it's a little relief, and maybe we run on up and try to hit 90, or maybe we try to hit 100,000 or 104,000. You know, it's just, I said last night it's in the middle, and I hate trading middles. And I kind of got away from my rules over the past couple of days. We had a really, really strong month over in the crypto school. I've called a lot of signals over there, and we have made hundreds and hundreds of % gains over the past 30 days. And past couple of days, we had a little rough patch, but like I said, when you're using 1% of your bag, you're not really losing a lot. But when you hit those gains, those 3, 4, 5, 10x gains that I'm looking for, you make all that stuff up real quick. Old pony, she's getting bored. But I felt like it was important to come talk to you guys about this. There's a lot of FUD, there's a lot of fear, that, you know, downside's scary, but I'm not worried yet. Not doing anything with my spot bags yet. I did some buying, and if we go down, I'll just keep buying. I'm not in a hurry to sell that stuff off. It's a long-term investment, and I only put in what I can afford to lose. So what do? Well, I think you sit around and you wait, and We'll revisit it tonight in a Bitcoin video. We'll figure out exactly where we're going. And from there, we'll make a move. We'll either go short or we'll go long. It's not a big deal. I'm not real worried. I do have some concerns for my spot bags, but like I said, those are longer term. And I'll just sit on it. Take my lumps, go on. Not a big deal. You know, what you got to keep in mind also is crypto is the riskiest asset class you could possibly invest in outside of going to Vegas and spending all your money there. So you can't be mad when things drop 10 to 15% in a day and you didn't see it. That's just crypto, guys. And if you can't handle the volatility, it's only going to get worse. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. I really appreciate you guys watching. I just wanted to get online, tell you guys, let's just take it day to day. Let's take it hour to hour. Let's see what happens. I'm not in a hurry to make a move, and you shouldn't be either. At some point, we'll make a move, and we'll make the money back that we lost. And it wasn't much. You know, like I said, it's 1%. But other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about. Like I said, we'll circle back around tonight, do another Bitcoin video. Probably throw some kind of altcoin video out as well. We'll take a look at the DXY and we'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, kind of figure out what's going there. But I think that'll wrap it up for today. If you want to talk about it, come on over to the Crypto School. You'll find a link to that in my description. You'll find links to Blowfin as long as to my X and everything else along that lines. So I'm going to wrap it up, get back to work on the old yellow pony, which she's got her coat on. It's supposed to be cold in Texas this week. Down in the single digits with sleet, snow. Texas closes when that shit happens. But I'm going to wrap it up. Chris Hare, the world champion crypto cowboy. I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you down the road.